sat here had a meal, he just scared my daughter. Eddie all. See that? Scared Marnie then. I am. No.
Get out! Get out there! I'll fucking rip you down! I'll twist your fucking head off! All of you, get out! I'll fucking rip your head off!
What the f***? What the f***? Yo, he's mad. What the f***? Man, he's just tried to grab me out the car. Yo, what the f***? He's just tried to grab me out the car. He's just tried to grab me out the car. He come, I was just sat there on my phone, scared Marnie.
Hey guys, hope everybody is well. Now, I am here today because I am having to defend myself through the shit-slinging match that's happening online at the minute. A video has been posted, as you've just seen, online that was basically the last 30 seconds of a total of 18-minute interaction. So as you can imagine, somebody came to my home, three cars with blacked out windows came to my home, outside my house, beeping horns, revving engines, very loud exhausts, and basically sat there for a total of 10 minutes before Alex went out to tell them to go away, very politely, I might add. They then moved from one side of my driveway to the other side of my driveway and stayed there for a further 7 minutes. Okay, this is after they've been asked to leave. And that's when I came out and look, they've been asked to leave politely, asked them again with a bit more frown to it, and they still stayed there for another 7 minutes. So I was in the garden, enjoying a nice fire with my son, smoking a cigar, pretty chill. You know, I've just come back from a fight in Poland. I'm away 80% of the time. I don't live here. You know, I'm rarely here. I literally come here to see my kids. And I was in the garden, having a stogie with my son, just talking really nice things, you know? And then Alex sort of comes to me, tells me what happened. I look on the CCTV and they're still there. So I go down. I've got no intention just to get these people to leave my property. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to aggravate them. I don't want to upset them. I just want them to leave. I want to add that there are kids involved, and up until that last 30 seconds, I did not know kids were involved in the scenario. My wife didn't know there were kids in the car. All the windows are blacked out. No kids said anything. How would we know there were young children in the car? We just didn't know. So I want to go over the video itself, right? It just shows me blowing up a blue BMW driver who is literally parked literally 5 meters from the entrance to my property. And I'm just telling him to leave. You know, I'm just like, I don't want to hear anything they've got to say. You've been asked to leave politely. You've been asked to leave with a grunt. Now, just fuck off. Just get the fuck away from me. Get away from my property. Get away from my family. Just fuck off. I don't want to hear what you've got to say. It's 9 p.m. on a bank holiday Monday, but a lovely weekend, and then these people come decide and ruin it for everybody. Okay? So I'm telling this guy to fuck off, and this last bit of interaction looks bad at first face value. It looks really bad, okay? But when you get the context to it, you'll understand why. So I'm telling this guy to fuck off, just get away from my house, get away from my family. You're scaring my kids. They're in bed. You know, they're looking out the windows. Why is the cars there, sat there with blacked out windows, revving their engines? Just go away. I've got no interest in what you've got to say. He then says something like, look, I just want to get a picture with my kids. I'm like, I don't care, mate. I don't care. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. And he says, you're upsetting my kids. And you can hear in the video, I was like, what about my kids? You know, you want me to respect your children's emotions, respect my children's emotions. Just fuck off. And then he starts creeping away. And as he's creeping away, he looks at me and he says, I'm going to knock you the f*** out. And of course, after an 18-minute interaction, I'll prove it with the CCTV in a second, you see red. You know, I'm protecting my kids, I'm protecting my family. You don't say that to someone when they just want you to leave the property, man. So I blow up, you know, get out the car, I'm gonna twist your head off, all that kind of thing. And then on that last bit of the video, I could see the guys filming me through his window. So I ran towards the car just to grab his phone, just to throw it in a bush or something, you know, just to be like, off, man. And I didn't get a hold of him. I didn't get, you know, I think I clipped the side of the door with my hand. Just didn't manage to get a hold of the guy at all, unfortunately. And then he continues to film as he's further down the road, film me, you know, my Crocs came off. I didn't have them in sport mode. Well, you know, the back of the Croc, you could put the thing down and go in sport mode. I didn't have that set, so my Crocs fell off my feet. Luckily I didn't fall on my face or anything. But yeah, and he continues to film. You know, I mean, I will add, he's filming whilst driving, and I know for a fact he didn't have a seatbelt on. And you know, he claims that. I'll go on the next comment here. He claimed that this is from Callum. I'm not going to say his second name. I'm going to blur his second name out because I don't want this guy to get harassed. I don't want this guy to get people, vigilantes, to go into his property, beeping the horn, offering him out for a fight. He's got kids. I don't want anything to happen to this gentleman other than this response video, just to clear my name, just to squash his accusations. So this is what he wrote when he posted that video that we've just seen on his Facebook. This accumulated within an hour, 2 hours, 1.5 million views. It was going viral. And you can imagine me sat there at 10 o'clock at night watching this video get posted. Everyone's blasting me. Everyone's calling me every name under the sun, saying I'm disgusting. How dare you react like that in front of children? But let me give it all context in a little bit. So, Callum writes, Big Eddie, I'm going to read it in my English because his English just is terrible. Big Eddie all coming, smashing our cars and punching me in the jaw and scaring our kids for no reason at all, damaging the cars. We were nowhere near his house, or the house. And then I think a bit of his backstory, trying to defend himself. We went to a local pub. To Eddie Hall for my cousin's 10th birthday in hopes to catch him there. Then we took him to show him where he lives. What a day to ruin a 10-year-old's birthday. And then he's put, not to mention the stress caused to my missus, who is 37 weeks pregnant. Okay, let me prove what actually happened and then we'll come back to this. Okay, but he's saying I punched him in the jaw and smashing the cars up. Did you see any of that in the video? And you can clearly see as he's driving off, if I'd have hit that guy in the jaw, I think he would have said ow. You know, I think he would have been like, oh, you bugger, or, you know, some kind of reaction, but I didn't touch the guy. I did not touch the guy whatsoever. So we can clearly say, you know, smashing the cars up and I've jawed him. He's a liar. First off, he is a liar. He's trying to suit the narrative to suit his objective, which is to make me look like a t***. And he was doing a good job at first. Let's just move on to some of the comments. I didn't manage to get many comment screenshots because the video's been taken down. I think he removed it for all the backlash he was getting. But there's a lady here. I'm going to put it in proper English because it seems that people and his associates cannot spell. I'd call the police. Who does he think he is? That's disgusting with children in the car, for fuck's sake. What a prick he is. So it gives you some idea. That's just like 2 or 3 comments that I managed to sort of screenshot last night. But the comments were going off. Every single comment was, what a bell end, roid rage, fucking disgusting behaviour. I hope he gets jail time for this. He just horrible things. People saying horrible things about me, just jumping to conclusions, not having the narrative to the story at all. So he's basically said, and let's just find his comments, right? So okay, so let's go. So he's replying to someone here. So he's replying to someone, Jake Skies. Jake Skies, nothing to do with this. We had a meal at a local pub in hopes to bump into him, as it's the little lad's 10th birthday. We then went to his street, maybe 2 doors up. 2 doors up. We'll get to that in a second. And this happened. Would understand if we were causing trouble, but sat there minding our own business. Okay, I think it's time we jump to the CCTV. Okay, so this is at exactly 8:30 p.m. I'll show the timestamps in a second. 8:30 p.m. outside my house. So you see the car, a blue BMW X5, drive past my house. Okay, there's the timestamp, 2030. Then followed by a black BMW. And then if you look on the left here now, a silver Ford Focus, I believe, pulls up outside my house. Now, that's innocent at first, isn't it? But wait, okay? So the silver Ford Focus parks directly opposite the entrance to my property. The two cars that went past turn around and come back. This gentleman decides to get out of his car, check something in his back seat. I can't see any kids there, I'm sorry. But either way, he's got smoke windows, so how would I know? Blue BMW X5 parks outside the entrance to my property. So if you wanted to get in or out of my property, you couldn't. It's blocked. Okay. Followed very shortly by the black BMW, pulls up behind the blue BMW. So as you can imagine, Alex noticed this straight away. She's putting the kids to bed. She's in the bedroom. She sees, hears the engines, looks out the window, there's beeping going on, and she sees these three cars. Okay, watch this gentleman now. He walks around, he veers into the property. I mean, that's quite intimidating, isn't it? Three blacked out cars turn up, someone comes and leaks into your property like that. What the f would you think? He then goes and talks to the owner of the blue BMW. So this happens at 8:30 p.m. Okay? Engines running, beeping, cars coming past, squeezing in between the cars. He's left his car door open, the silver cars. People are coming past, they're beeping the horns. They're waking my kids up. Right, so we're going to forward to... Okay, so we're going to forward to 20:39 p.m. Okay? Look at the car, the silver cars turn round, so this is 9 minutes later. The gates are opening, Alex goes outside to have a word. And so Alex goes out with the dog, rightly so. You know, three cars, blacked out windows, people veering in the gate, you don't know what the fuck they want. So Alex goes out with the attack dog, who, by the way, is very highly trained, and 1 point and a word. Good night. So she has a word with these people, and from what she tells me, that unfortunately there is no audio on this section. It's too far away and they're too quiet. The only audio we capture is from the front door for recording conversations with people on our doorstep. Okay? So she goes out and she explains to them that, look, you know, we understand your fans. We get people parking outside our house all the time. We had 2 other incidents earlier this day. Luckily, we just say, look, it's a private home, leave us alone. They go. No qualms. They just understand. You know, you say it and they're like, sorry, bye. These guys didn't want to leave. Okay, so Alex goes out, she explains to them, you know, come on, like this is like my kids are trying to get to sleep. You've been out here 9 minutes, you've been revving your engines, there's been cars beeping. Can you please leave? Can you just move on, please? Okay, and apparently the woman was quite argumentative, just saying to Alex, like, this is a public road, we'll sit where we want, blah, blah, blah. So Alex then comes back in with Wolf, as you can see here. Okay, so 2040, so they've been sat outside the house exactly 10 minutes. Alex has had a word, she starts walking back in. Let's play from there. We thought, you know, you go down and have a nice word, very polite. We thought, Alex thought they'd move on, you know, done. They'll understand, it's a private home, don't harass us here. We're going to swap angles in a second. Okay, so on face value, it looks like they've moved away from this angle, but wait, there's more angles, just wait, okay? So Alex up the steps, and this is where we've got audio, okay? This is the only audio we've got recording outside. You can't hear people talking down the driveway, but you can hear shouting. Listen to this and watch the subtitles.
We have got cameras, so we will be taking your edges. Keep moving. It's a public parking. Yes, I know, but you're sitting outside our gates like a weirdo, look. Move on.
So Alex quite clearly says, we will be taking your edges, keep moving. Now look at the response here in the yellow writing. It's a public path, we can do what we want. Yes, I know, but you're sitting outside our gates like a weirdo. Move, love. Move on. Rightly so. It's f***ing weird. Who the f*** does that? Who the f*** does that? How intimidating is that? It's this that triggers me. So Alex has obviously had a quiet word down there. They've moved to the other side of the gate. She's come up. She's got more like, come on, She just wants to go in and relax, put the kids to bed, sit down, have a cup of tea and chill out. Okay, bank holiday Monday, 9 o'clock at night. What's her response? No, we'll stay. Okay, timestamp, bottom right there is 20 to 9. Now you can see the cars, it looks like they move away, but we're going to swap angles now, you'll see in a second. So this is moving away from the property. 2 doors down. Just for reference, there are quite big houses on the street, and if they were 2 doors down, they would be literally 100 metres down the road. That's what he said in his comment, they were 2 doors down. Sitting outside the gate, other side of the gate. Okay, so you can see the blue BMW X5 is just parked just the other side of the gate. The Ford Focus, silver Ford Focus is parked in the middle of the road, and the black BMW is just in front of the blue BMW, okay? So this was at 20 to 8. So let's see how long they wait outside the house even more. Okay, you can see here, 20:47. So they've been sat on the other side of the gate for a further 7 minutes. Now at this point, I am sat in the garden with my son, just enjoying a fire pit, and I was getting ready to go pretty soon, you know, and I've got to go work. And she comes and explains to me exactly what happened. She came and asked them to leave nicely. She told them to leave a bit more abruptly, and then they sat outside the house for a further 7 minutes. I checked CCTV very quickly. I see what's happened. So I go down, no nonsense. I'm not there to have conversations. The black BMW in front of the blue BMW, I just go straight up to that car and I say, look, buddy, I don't care what you're here for. You've been asked to leave. F off. I don't want to hear it. Just f off. He tries to argue with me about something. I can't remember what he said, but the door opened and it was like, I was just like, mate, like second warning now. If there's a third warning, it's going to get nasty. Just f off. I closed his door. I then walked towards the silver car, and as I'm walking towards the car, I'm like, mate, just f off. Now, as I do that, he actually is like, okay, and he moves and he parks adjacent to the black BMW. So he moves in front of the blue BMW to the, like, parallel with the black BMW. I then, as you can see in the video, walk up to the blue BMW X5, and that's when the altercation starts. So I want to talk about that conversation a little bit, because you've got to bear in mind, they've been outside the house at this point. Let me just forward on here. 20:47:43. So nearly 18 minutes. At this point, they've been outside my house 18 minutes, and you can see that blue BMW is still sat there. And that's when I'm having this argument with this blue BMW guy, okay? So, and again, I don't care what they've got to say. It's 9 p.m. at night. I just want to switch off and relax and go home. I just say to the guy, look, I don't care what you're here for. Just off. And he's like, what? I'm like, mate, just off. You can see the aggression in his face. He's proper like scowling at me, like, just like, how dare you talk to me like this? And I'm like, mate, I don't care what you're here for. Just off. Just drive away. Just leave me alone. He then goes on to say something like, I just want a picture with my kids. And that's when I clicked that there was kids in the car. That's the first time I knew that there was kids in the car. And I was like, I don't fucking care, mate. What about my kids getting all stressed out watching strangers lurk around their home? So I'm just like, I don't give a f. What about my kids? Just fuck off. I think I kept saying it 3 or 4 times. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. Just fuck off. And then he starts to crawl away very slowly. He's got this horrible mean look on his face. And he went, I'm going to knock you out. And I just saw red. I'm sorry. I saw red. He's been at my house. He's been outside the property 18 minutes. Harassing us. There's harassment, stalking, revving engines, beeping horns. It's just, come on, man, you don't do it. I was so angry. And when he said that to me, I'm going to knock you out, I was like, come on then, get out of the car. And obviously I saw red. I chased him a little bit, or not chase, I walked after him just to make sure he'd go. And then I turned to the black BMW, which is the one who was filming, Callum. Saw he was filming, and I thought, oh God, the bastard. So I ran at him. I was just going to grab his phone and throw it in the bush. That was my intention. Didn't want to hurt him, didn't want to damage the car or nothing. And I ran at the car and I didn't even touch the car. It was literally like he just sped off and off they went. And then they continued filming me from up the street. saying I've upset the kids and I've tried to grab him and all sorts. So it's just bullshit, man. Like, that's the truth. That's what happened. You can see by the conversation that Alex had with them, it was just like a f you attitude. We're here, we're not leaving. Like, come on, 9 p.m. night on a bank holiday Monday. Okay, I have an interview with the police tomorrow on this matter, and this is after he was saying to his pals that basically I hit him in the jaw and damaged his car. Just complete lies. And then I think this Jade, can't say the second name, I'll blur the second name out. As for beeping whores, none of us beeped other than a car that went past us. I mean, that, like, even if it was just that, right? You are blocking the road, your car's open, you've got a car in one side, one in the middle, one's got the door open, cars are coming past beeping the horns. That's causing a disturbance. That's waking up the kids. Even if it was that once, which it wasn't, it was more than once. Okay, we didn't come to cause a nuisance. As a family, I wouldn't like that my son was hoping to bump into you several times at the local pub, Seabridge, but you weren't there. And by off chance, check to see if we saw you. Why not approach with manners rather than biting? He watches your videos all the time, come across as people's idols. Wow. Well, firstly, Jade, I want to massively, and I mean massively, apologise for upsetting your children. I don't condone that. If I knew from the instance that there were kids in the car, I would not have acted that way in a million years. But I didn't know that. I thought it was 3 cars full of people just harassing me. I didn't know that. So I am sorry. I did not mean to upset your children. And to be honest, I didn't mean to upset you guys. I just wanted you to leave me the f alone. If you want to get a picture with me, I am out in the street loads, and I never say no to kids. Never. And you've got to appreciate, you think you're the only people to come to my properties and ask for pictures and autographs? Do you think you're the only ones? Because you're not. You are the 3rd person that day. So put yourself in my shoes for a split second. You're sat at home, you're watching TV, your kids are in bed, and someone comes up outside with black windows beeping the horn. 3 cars, in fact. Sat right outside your house, beeping the horn. Car engines revving. You go outside, you ask them to leave. They don't leave. What would you do? What would anybody do in my circumstances? I am only a human being at the end of the day. Okay? Everyone's got a limit. And I'm afraid through everything that my family have been through, that go through on a daily basis, we've had enough. No one is welcome at my home. I've made that clear on my social media several times over. People come to my home, I'm sorry, you're going to get told to leave. No questions. I'm not doing pictures, kids, adults, infants, babies, old people, I don't care. This is a place of peace. This is a place where my family come to feel safe. You are not breaking that peace for my family. You're not doing it. I'm not going to allow it. So this response I am sorry for, but you were asked nicely. It was justified. I stand by my actions. I don't stand by upsetting your children, but I stand by my actions. If it happened again, I would do exactly the same again. If I knew the kids in the car, I wouldn't have acted like that. I want to make that clear. You have tried to paint me as a thug, as someone who is a bully, as someone that just has no emotions, that just doesn't care about children. You have defamed me by what you've done, by posting this video and these comments online. It's defaming. And the newspaper outlets grab it and they circulate it and people have their opinions. And looking at the comments now I've put a few statements out, it's pretty good. You know, people are sticking up for me. But there's always those that don't understand the situation, that won't read my response, that won't read the context to the video. They'll just see Eddie Hall threatening to rip people's heads off for innocently sitting outside the house with your kids. That's how you put it. And it just paints me as an ogre, and it's not fair. You people are the ogres. You people need to learn the lesson from this, not me. Leave my family alone. I feel like I need to really emphasize the stresses and strains that this has on a public figure's family. Now, For instance, if I take my kids to an amusement park, we haven't been for years, by the way, because of this. Every 2 steps, someone asks for a picture. It's for that individual person in their head, it's like it's completely innocent. They probably feel like they're the only person asking, but they're not. It is literally every 2 steps. And if I stop and do 1 picture, they just queue up. And you think about that, like I couldn't really care, but think about that from a kid's perspective. You go to an amusement park and you've got to sit or stand there and watch your dad do pictures all day. That sounds great, doesn't it? The effect it has on my children it's quite devastating. And you know what, I don't really give a f what people think about me. Like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Like, I have brought this on myself. I am in the public eye. I won the World's Strongest Man. I've done a lot of YouTube videos. You know, I'm very well known. I literally cannot go anywhere in the UK and most places in the world without getting stopped and asked for pictures and autographs, which is completely fine. But you've got to think it from a kid's perspective, and that's where it just gets really sad, right? Like, dealing with that shit. Like, my kids just want to go to bed, you know? It's one of the most important things for kids is sleep, and you are disturbing their peace. You are taking away sleep from my kids, my son, my 2 daughters that live here in this house, and that's just not okay. There was an instance this literally last week where the kids were in the garden and someone flew a drone literally 5 meters above the property, circling the garden, circling the house, and my daughter will not go out in the garden now because someone was flying a drone in the garden. So she is that shit scared. She will not go outside. And again, like, I've asked for this in a way, like, hold my hands up, but the family home is a no. Like, it's just torturing the kids. It's just not fair. Shit like that last night. You gotta look at it from the kids' perspective, guys. I can't do anything. I can't take my kids to the park. I can't take them for swimming. I can't take them out for meals because I just get harassed that much. And when I do, I literally every 5 seconds have to say to people, I'm with my family today. Everyone's fine with that. Like, it gets irritating, but it's at least, you know, it's like they listen, they move on. It's still an irritant. But think of that from a kid's perspective. You go out for a family day out and someone comes up to you every 5 seconds. You're having a picnic on a grassy area, yeah, and someone walks up, oh, can I have a quick picture with your dad? You walk in to get an ice cream, can I have a picture? You walk in, you're sat having a meal. You're all sat there having a meal, putting food in your mouth. Do you mind if I get a quick picture? It seems so innocent, but it just destroys our lives. It's just, there's nowhere where this is okay. It's just not okay. It's got to stop, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop now. It really has. I'll tell you how bad it gets for me, right? So, literally the other month, well, I said the other month, quite a while ago, Alex miscarried. Okay, we lost our baby. And as I'm walking out the hospital, okay, someone asked me for a picture. I said, not today, mate. Call me a prick. He went online, posted online. I said, he'll for a picture today. He's too big time. Wouldn't do a picture with me. What a prick. And it's like, I can't even lose a child. I can't even lose a child without someone coming and ask me to stand there and smile for their fucking precious picture for Instagram or Facebook or whatever. It haunts my life. And then you get f***ers like this that just think it's okay to come and f***ing harass you any day of the fucking week. Whenever it pleases them, on their time, not yours, on their time. I'm genuinely sorry I upset your children. I'm genuinely sorry for anyone I've ever upset for saying no when I'm with my family or at home. I am genuinely sorry. But everyone has their limits. As you can see, I am a human being with emotions and feelings like everybody else. So please respect it and respect other people in my position. Thank you for watching. Big love to Beast.